Hi there, and welcome to my Itty Bitty Chapel. My name is Patty Chaffee, and I'm the community minister at Niantic Community Church. I'm also a spiritual director and an expressive arts facilitator. The Itty Bitty Chapel is a few moments offered midweek to relax, refresh, and reflect on a spiritual word or phrase. It's usually filmed in or near a sacred space within my home called the Itty Bitty Chapel, and our candle here is lit to remind us of the presence of Spirit within and around us. If you're so inclined and you'd like to light a candle in your sacred space, just pause the video. Our word for reflection today is perspective. Perhaps nothing helps us make the move from our little selves to a larger world than remembering God in gratitude. Such a perspective puts God in view in all of life, not just in the moments we set aside for worship or spiritual disciplines, not just in the moments when life seems easy. Henry Nouwen. Some of us are more aware of God's presence in our lives when life seems easy, while others connect with God best when life has gone awry. Nouwen suggests that we remember God in the bigger picture, in all of life, all the time. Life can get a little foggy for us at times. We seek clarity and a deep fog rolls in. Sitting in a fog can be very calming and often enlightening as stillness overcomes us and we embrace the silence and ultimately the sound of that still, small voice within. Now I know we all have various names we use for God and the different roles that God might play in our lives. Counselor, Father, Almighty One, Judge, Creator, Friend, Source of endless love, Forgiver, Nudge, Healer. That's a good one. What words would you use to describe your relationship with God? What is God like for you? The idea of God in the bigger picture makes me wonder about God as a companion, one who walks with us on this journey. Not just way up in heaven, not only in one faith tradition's sacraments, not only when we are good, but a God who journeys with us and loves us regardless of what and where we are on life's journey. It's interesting how our perception of God can change over the stages of life. For some, others hold on to a God they learned about as children, and that never changes for them, while others have a relationship that evolves over time as we journey forward. Actually, I think most relationships grow and change over time if we let them. Hopefully for the better. Change for the better. But change is inevitable. It's all about how we look at things. If I don't remember anything else about the prolific writer Wayne Dyer, it's his words, when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. Perspective. It can change a lot. Over the winter months, I often visited a small beach in Old Saybrook. One overcast and very foggy day, while sitting in my car trying to keep warm, but still be nurtured by the ocean, I noticed something ominous and dark on the sand. I couldn't quite make out what it was. Being a whale lover, I thought the shape looked like a whale had washed up on the beach. We don't have whales around here, not too often, unless you're visiting the aquarium. But in the fog and from a distance, it looked like a whale to me. Upon further investigation, up close, I discovered it was not. But my mind had quickly meandered to a place and a story where a whale might wash up on the beach in a tiny shoreline town where whales do not play. When we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change. So it is with our relationship with God. What does that look like? Do we want it to change? Do we have a broad sense of the divine within and around us, in and through all things? Last week I received the most endearing message from one of our Itty Bitty Chapel community, letting me know that in the last week's meditation featuring Pacific sea nettle jellies, the jellies were swimming upside down. My first thought was that I had somehow had inverted the video, making it appear that they were upside down. But upon investigation, I discovered they were swimming just as jellies do, any way they want. From their perspective, they were just doing what Pacific sea nettle jellies do. But looking at a video from our perspective, they were definitely upside down. This was such a fun thing to realize about perspective and how it applies to life. And what happens when we shift our perspective? We often do things knowingly or unknowingly that might make folks question us, don't we? Things that they might find curious, and we celebrate as perfectly normal, or at least unique to us. I suspect this is what keeps life interesting. Upside down jellies. The way we're in relationship with our higher power. The divine we witness when we look in a mirror or at our friends or family and beyond. The way we understand the power of change. Olympic gold medalist Kristen Armstrong said, "It's not only moving that creates new starting points. Sometimes all it takes is a subtle shift in perspective, an opening of the mind, an intentional pause and reset, or a new route to start to see new options and new possibilities." Take an intentional pause this week to consider your relationship with God. Would you like to celebrate it or shift your perspective? Maybe take a new route. Journal your discovery. I keep you in prayer every day of this curious journey. And if this message spoke to you in some way, please feel free to share it with others. And until next time, may God bless you in every way you need. And may your God surprise you and delight you on this amazing ride we call life. Namaste.